So everybody knows about the Vikings, everybody knows that it's cold here, but what outsiders don't realize is how deep sports culture runs here in Minnesota. It's not just professional teams too, it's high school pride, it's quirky traditions, and moments that I swear, guys, will give you goosebumps. Hi, my name is Mackenzie Rasmus, your real estate advisor with Engel & Volker's Lake Minnetonka and Engel & Volker's Beverly Hills. And today we're going to be doing a deep dive into some of the traditions that not many people are aware of when it comes to Minnesota sports. If you're enjoying the content that we are putting out, be sure to like and subscribe and share this with friends, family, and anyone else that you may want to send it to. If you don't like this video, send it to somebody you don't like. Just be sure to tell them that you're not one of those people and why you're sending it to them. We are building a community here, and so I would so appreciate it if you were to like, subscribe, and put it in the comments down below. If there's any sort of quirky things that you love about Minnesota sports culture, I would love to hear what you guys think as well. So let's start with number one. The number one is that the high school hockey tournament is sometimes bigger than some sports here in Minnesota. Every March, the Minnesota State Hockey Tournament takes over the whole state. I mean, we're talking packed arenas of the XL Energy Center, which it's now no longer the XL Energy. RIP to the X. It's the Grand Casino Arena, I think, which, you know, going down to the Grand just doesn't have the same ring to it, but you know, whatever. I didn't pay the monies to have my name on the stadium. Nonetheless, millions of viewers watch the tournament online, and even ESPN does some covering it as well. And the arena is totally packed of people watching the tournament inside as well. And it's not just about the games too, it's the tradition. Kids, oftentimes when you hear people talking about going to state and winning the state tournament, they're more likely talking about the hockey tournament as the sport of choice when it comes to kids in state hockey tournaments. And also you've got the famous all hockey hair team, which the videos go viral every year of the luscious locks, if you will, and them all skating up in slow motion to the camera and whatever crazy hairdo. Sometimes they bleach their hair, sometimes they've got the full hockey helmet hair. It really just depends year to year, but that is one of the traditions as well for the state hockey tournament. All right, number two, this is something that it pains me to share it, but it is something that is integral to Minnesota sports culture, and that is for the major four. So I'm talking Vikings, Twins, Wild, and Timberwolves. Minnesota holds the record for the longest active championship drought in the country. Now, I love my Lynx, don't get me wrong, I want to acknowledge them. They are kicking butt and taking names in the WNBA. But for the major four, which is generally speaking what most people put their focus and attention towards, we have the longest active championship drought. The Vikings have been to the Super Bowl 4 times and have yet to win. The last time that they've been to the Super Bowl was in 1977. The Twins have won the World Series. That was our last championship. That was in 91. Which means that we are now going on 3 decades plus without a championship. I mean, for literally, I'm almost 30 and I have yet to ever have a Minnesota team win a championship in my lifetime. The Timberwolves have been to the Western Conference Finals for the last 2 years, but we've never been able to get over that hump to just even get into the finals. So hopefully, and please do your thing. Bring us to the promised land. If you are really Michael Jordan's son, please prove it in this season, please. Anyway, I'll talk about it in therapy. It's fine. In the Wild, we are still chasing that first Stanley Cup. It seems year after year that we are getting first round exit after first round exit, and people wonder why Minnesotans drink. So yes, being a Minnesota sports fan does mean that you are signing up for heartache and years of heartache and emotional distress and needing support, but we are loyal. I will talk about that. We still fill the stadiums, we still tailgate in negative temps, and every single year, what is our saying? This is our year. Some call it delusion, we call it loyalty. Because honestly, if you can survive being a Minnesota sports fan, you can survive anything, I swear. Now, I kind of hinted at it a little bit, but for number 3, tailgating is a art. It is a craft. It is a science, and it is something that we do in all 4 seasons. It does not matter rain, sleet, shine, snow, hurricane, alligators, whatever it is that we're gonna be dealing with next, we will still tailgate. Tailgating is a 4-season sport, to be sure. So Minnesotans will fire up the grills in sub-zero temperatures. We'll set up tents that are normally used for ice fishing in parking lots, and we'll just have a good time even when the temperature wants to have it otherwise. Go for football in the fall. I mean, that's basically a campus-wide carnival. And yes, hot dish in a crock pot connected to a generator, that is absolutely a thing. But here's one of my favorite parts that makes tailgating in Minnesota so special. Rival fans are absolutely welcome. Like, yeah, sure, you're gonna get teased a little bit, and you know, there's a little bit of competitive spirit, to be sure. But in some cities, you might get a dirty look, or even worse, if you're wearing the opposing team's jersey. But here, you're gonna get called out a little bit of friendly jockeying, but then after we do that, we're gonna hand you a plate of food and say, come on in and grab a beer. One of my favorite stories, this is for Minnesota Gopher football, it was the season opener. And we had some people that were wearing the opposing team's jersey, and my friend, who is completely shirtless and has had 1 or 7 fireball shots, runs out, is blowing the whistle, calling a flag on the play, literally throws a flag at them, says, you're wearing the wrong team, and then after that invites them in, come on guys, come on into our tent and have some food. I mean, like, that's the type of things that are awesome and what I just love about Minnesota tailgates. Now, if you really want to see a tailgate at its full experience, you have to do Sir Death's tailgate with the Vikings. Now, this is not just any tailgate. This is, I swear, it is the biggest block party in the state. DJs, food, drinks, dancing. So nonetheless, it feels like the state fair, but for tailgating. And by the way, if you're seeing this before September 14th, that is our Vikings home opener against Atlanta, and I will definitely be there at Sir Death's tailgate, so looking forward to seeing you there. All right, next one. Outdoor sports are a way of life, to be sure. So in Minnesota, if the weather is cold, which, let's be real, is a lot of the year, that does not stop us from playing outside. We will find a way to turn the outdoors into some sort of sports arena. So the most famous example is pond hockey. Thousands of Minnesotans grow up playing hockey on frozen lakes, ponds, etc. And we do have a tournament called the U.S. Pond Hockey Championships, which are on Lake Nokomis, and they bring players from all across the country to play on the lake. Families gather on the shoreline, people are firing up grills, and neighbors, they turn the frozen lake into a festival. So that's just one example. One of my other favorite examples is the Chili Open in Wayzata, where every February people literally build a golf course on Lake Minnetonka. Folks show up in costumes, they play golf on the ice with tennis balls, because why not? And somehow turn negative temps into a community celebration. And it doesn't stop there. I mean, Minnesotans were playing broomball, curling, cross-country skiing. We, of course, do our frozen 5Ks and our cold plunges. We find a way to get outside, be active, because if we are cooped up inside for 8, 9, 10, sometimes 11 and a half months out of the year, we will go crazy. So when people ask, like, how do you live there? It's so cold. Well, the answer is we don't just live in it, we play in it. Have you heard of any of these things? I'd be curious to get your opinion. If you have thoughts or if you've participated in any of these celebrations, I would love to hear about it. Drop a comment down below or go back and tell me what's your favorite out of the celebrations that I've mentioned before. I would love to get your input as well. By the way, if you are enjoying this, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, that really helps us build the channel and just tell more fun stories about Minnesota and what makes Minnesota so special. All right, finally, number 5, the Vikings Skol Chant. Now, the Skol Chant might be biased, but I do believe it is one of the most goosebumps-inducing traditions in Minnesota sports history. And there's actually some fair amount of history behind it, too. So the word Skol, S-K-O-L, comes from Old Norse. It was like a toast, like raising a bowl after victory. Literally, you would raise a bowl after a victory of Vikings and raping and pillaging the village down the road. You would raise a bowl to health, friendship, and triumph. The Vikings adopted it as a rallying cry in the 1960s, but the chant itself is newer. The chant itself was inspired by the Icelandic Viking clap that went viral during the 2016 European Soccer Championships. That's the other kind of football across the pond. So the Vikings brought it to Minnesota that same year, and even inviting some members of Iceland's team to Minnesota to help launch it. So here's how the Skol Chant works. So there is this large, huge drum, and you'll have a drummer that starts up, boom, boom. And then Vikings fans have their arms at the ready in rhythm, which is sometimes hard for Minnesotans, but we can sometimes get the rhythm right for our Skol Chant. They'll go boom, boom, and then Skol, and then again, boom, boom, Skol. And then it starts to pick up, boom, boom, Skol, boom, boom, Skol, boom, boom, Skol. And then it goes Skol, Skol. So eventually they're clapping, clapping, clapping. And then you'll have a guest or some sort of Viking celebrity then blow the Gallahorn, which is, I mean, you have to like actually watch a video of it because it is so exciting. And Vikings, they have their pregame. Again, I may be biased, but I think they have some of the best pregame in the whole NFL. They'll have then this fake snow that is coming in and saying, we own the North. And I mean, it's very powerful. I get goosebumps every time. And it is, I swear, one of the best things about Minnesota sports. So from high school hockey hair to longest championship drought to what I believe is the best pregame chant in the NFL, we've pretty much got it all. Minnesota sports culture, it's absolutely one of a kind. It's passionate, it's quirky, and it's somehow something that you can only really truly understand once you've lived it. So what do you think? Did I miss one of your favorite Minnesota sports cultures? I would be curious to hear about it. Feel free to drop it down in the video in the comment section. And again, if you are enjoying this content, it would mean so much to me to like and subscribe. I am a huge Minnesota dork. I love talking about all things in Minnesota, and I would love to have your help in building this community. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye now.